Hey, hello everyone. Good morning. My name is Yaddy Valerio. I'm a writer and I'm a writer and I'm also am the Writer Salon coordinator for Dominican writers. I coordinate all the who's gonna be hosting all the salons, like the facilitators. So if you want to facilitate any salon, you reach me, you contact me. I'll give you more information on that towards the very end. But right now, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, so as I was saying, I'm the writer salon coordinator. I coordinate all the salon. I coordinate the who's gonna facilitate the salons every Sunday. So I'm just gonna give you a brief history about how the writer salon started, if you don't know. So the writer salon started in the writer salon started in 2019 in at Angie's apartment. When the pandemic hit a few of us decided to take it back like virtual, just as a way to like a space just to kind of like just join together, just get away from all the chaos that wanted. And for some reason the writer salon just like went and like has like its own space now. We are going on 3 years in March, and we have had people that have published books, published for the first time, facilitates their own workshops and whatnot. So there's a lot of things that the Writer Salon has done for writers and creators. So we are very appreciative of that. This salon, some salons are just like writing, and some salons just kind of like for information. Angie, the founder of Dominican Writers, asked me if I want to facilitate us around just about how to start a blog. So I said, okay, sure, why not? Since I know so much about it. But before we do that, I already said who I am. I kind of want to keep this writer salon style still, because you guys do come here to write. So I want you guys to write for 10 minutes. If you cannot think about a prompt, I'll give you a prompt. So the prompt is autumn is arriving. Autumn symbolizes change. What changes are you working on or resisting right now? So I'm gonna give you 10 minutes for that, and we'll come back at 11:23. All right, guys. Start putting in the last of your writing. If you need more time to write, you can finish it up during your own time. Okay, that's it. Time's up. All right, so I actually wanted to make this more like engaging. I don't like just lecturing, just telling you a whole bunch of information. I actually like to engage with everybody and just see what everybody wants to know and just hear everybody else's like thoughts about things. Want to Lisa? If you're just joining us, we just had a free writing section. I could share the prompts later on in the chat. Right now, we're getting into now the actual salon. So as I was saying that I like to engage. I don't really like to lecture. So, but just to start, like this workshop is about how so you want to start a blog, what is a blog? Like, because everybody has an idea what a blog is. And so what I really wanted to do is kind of like instead of just throwing just a whole bunch of information, like I want to know like what are your questions? Like what questions do you have about blogging? But to start off, like a blog is just a online ledger written in a diary style or informational format. Think of a diary style format as you will write in a notebook, except a blog is a digital diary. So I started blogging in 2016. I did it after I quit my job. And I just needed like a space to kind of like just express myself creatively, but also I needed a space to kind of like heal because I just went through a very rough year. I was going through a lot of personal issues. I just had like in my relationship, in my career, and I just felt very lost. And I just needed somewhere to kind of like express myself. So I just thought about why don't I just open up a blog? I wanted to share my experience with others, and I just went to the library because at that time I did not have a computer. I went to the library. I researched how do you start a blog. I opened up an account with WordPress, and then boom, I opened up in a blog account. At that time, it was kind of like the women's movement. Well, it was like the presidential elections, and like women, like the women's movement was like on the rise. So at that time, I really was thinking about like a lot about women. I was going through a very hard time, and I realized that us women, we really wasn't choosing ourselves. We was always choosing other people before ourselves. So as when I was thinking about the name, about the blog, I thought about like the female and then like owner of her life. So I just kept researching like like her, the female, and then the word CEO just kept coming about. And CEO is like basically an owner of a company. So I thought about it. What about her CEO, her dot CEO? So basically her CEO of her life. That was actually like the line, CEO of your life, which now a lot of people are like using it. And I should have copyright that. I mean, I should have trademarked that now that I think about it. But but that was what I thought about before. But I was really thinking about because I just needed a space to kind of like heal and like I really want to share with others because I felt like a lot of other people was going through the same thing. So now I want to hear from you guys. Whether it's in the chat or just verbally, like what is some of your favorite blogs? Like what blogs do you like or like or what is an idea about a blog that or what do you think an idea of what is a blog? How do you think blogs come about? I just gave you like 3 questions and you guys could share it in the chat if you want. Let me see. Uptown Collective and Bronx Brand. Yes, Uptown Collective is definitely a blog for like just like for news or like opinions of like Harlem, the Heights Inwood and like parts of the Bronx, but mostly like in like New York City, like the Manhattan area. Anybody else? Like, what do you think? What is like some of your favorite blogs?
I haven't. Hello, everyone. Roberto here. I haven't actually read a blog in years.
Yeah.
I've been consuming a lot of my information through video, like the people that I follow.
Yeah.
But I've been playing with the idea of starting a blog forever, and I start and I write a little something, and I haven't come back to it. So I find it interesting that you're talking about it today. Maybe it'll motivate me to actually get it done.
So my other question is like, what do you think? In like, there's a lot of different ways that you could blog. It doesn't have to be written form, and it doesn't have to be like in a website either. So what do you think an idea of like how do you blog?
I like writing. I like to explore. I like writing. Share a little about myself. I'm an actor, mainly doing theater, but I do like to communicate. I like video and I like writing. And a project that I've been playing around for a while is called Actor on the Road of Success.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have Instagram, Facebook pages with that. And basically that project is about exploring mind, body, soul connection based on metaphysical. How do we manifest? What is the process of manifestation, and how effective is it, and how can I use it? So the thing with that is usually my problem is that I like to be very raw and transparent in my style, my nature it is.
Yeah.
But I usually encounter a problem with that in terms of like, if I'm going to talk about my life, I'm not going to be talking just about me, right? So then my mom, my sister, my family, my husband, they're like, wait a minute, this is too much. You're sharing too much. So that project has been sort of like, I said, how do I do this? How do I just talk about myself? And I'm at that point now where I need to define a way to share information that is just about me and not anybody else in my life.
Well, thank you for sharing that. So you said you have like an Instagram and Facebook?
I do have an Instagram and Facebook, and I sort of right now where I am actually just to share, I'm at a point where I'm like thinking about like sending positive messages.
Yeah.
And thinking about just my own very private thoughts. So that's what I'm playing with right now. Maybe interviewing other people as well. So my main idea is about, let's say, if you're a writer, so if you're an expert about a blog, I would like to interview you about how to put a blog together and then share my process about writing a blog, right? So I also follow Joe Dispenza. I don't know if you know who he is.
No, I haven't. Yeah.
Have you heard of Deepak Chopra?
Yes.
Okay. So he's like the latest, most recent version of Deepak Chopra in terms of the mind manifestation. So I would like to. I have a book called Supernatural, Becoming Supernatural by him, that I like to read and share my thoughts and my process about the book and applying that knowledge about manifestation. That is one approach that I want to do. And I'm thinking that I won't have to speak about anybody else.
Yeah. So you already have a platform. So you could Instagram, like write on your Instagram photo. So like let's say you're trying to interview me about blogging. and then you're trying to write your own experience about blogging, you could write it right on the Instagram caption or on a Facebook post.
Oh, okay.
That's a way to, you could, that's also another way of blogging. People just look at long essays, but that's also blogging.
Okay.
But you could also, but I always like to direct people to like start their own site, because social media could shut down at any moment. Starting a site is free. A lot of places they have like, there's different ways that you could start a site. You have WordPress, you have Blogspot, you have Wix. Let me see what else you have. I know there's a lot more. You have Blogger, you have Medium, you have GoDaddy, you have Tumblr. I don't recommend Tumblr. You have Shopify, you have Vistaprint. You have a whole bunch of websites that you can open up a free account. A lot of them is a free account, and you could just start writing all of that in your.
I've heard wonders, and I've started on WordPress before. Because could you tell us a little bit about like the platforms? Do you use still WordPress? And
so when I first started, I used WordPress because when I was researching, that was the only site that people were like recommending. But I used it for like about a year and a half, and I'll be honest, I didn't have a good experience with it. It was always like limited. There was something going on. So then I transferred my site to another site called Stringly. That site was just very basic. They don't have a shop. They don't have an e-commerce. They don't have a tab to like if you want to put your workshops. It was just like if you want to blog, just use that. Basically, that's all it is. I think is if you so some sites are like your name dot the site's like name. So basically, let's say like it's like it could be jollyvalerio.wordpress.com. Though when it's like that, when the address is like that, that means that they're free. But like let's say you want to buy your domain like jollyvalerio.com, then it would be like a price. It usually ranges from like $18 to like $35, depending on the site that you go to. So if you're just trying to blog, you're not trying to do anything else, I recommend just pick a basic site. I don't have a good experience with WordPress, and I've heard other people don't. So that's not, I wouldn't really recommend you that. But if you already have a WordPress site, then just start there if you just want to do basic blogging.
does that platform, this is going to be my last question, so I let it somebody else. So does your platform is only for writing, or does it allow video as well?
So my platform is for writing. It has an e-commerce. I publish my workshops there, and it has video. So right now, my platform is Wix. I bought the domain.
Oh, you're on Wix.
Yeah,
okay.
Mine is Wix.com.
And you're very happy with that one. Okay, so I'll explore Wix.
I'm happy with that one, but I was also happy with Stringly. But the only thing was just too basic for me. It might change now. But another one that is like one of the OGs is Blogspot. I heard that it's changed a lot. It's like connected with Google, so you could also look into that. Yeah, but I recommend you already have a Instagram, blog right there, and then direct everyone back to your website.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Blog right. You already have a community right there. Blog right there.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions? I saw Hanero, you had your hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, we're talking about blogging, right? But is it supposed to be like, putting something out like a whole book, or is it, short form, like a few paragraphs? Because I see so many different blogs, and that means different writing styles. So I want to get like some advice about that.
So no, when you do a blog, it's not for a book. A blog is it could be a lot of things. Like some people do blogs just to kind of like just share themselves. Like for example, when I first started, I share a lot about my journey, my mental health journey, my self-care journey. Some people create a blog, but they share like their stories, like actual fiction stories. Some people share a blog like oh, they want to educate other people. Like I've seen a lot of blogs, like financial blogs that started as like a blog for the financial industry, and now they a whole business. So it could be your own personal theory. It could be just you just writing your own story, or it could be something like an education format and you just expressing your own opinion, you know? There's some, there's, there's a lot. I mean, I could give you guys a whole bunch of people that have started as a blog and now they've like expanded. But no, you don't need to write a book to start a blog. It's just for your own, like your own thing. Some people started a blog and it turned into a book. But no, a blog, you don't need to write a book. It's just for your own thing. Yes, I see your hand up.
Yes. Just for Janero's point, what I've heard is that you don't have to write it like a book. But what I've read about some ideas that I've heard is that if you have a book in mind, you can use the blog format to facilitate your idea. So you want to talk about avocados, a book about avocados. So you could just throw your thoughts on a blog for avocados. And then a year later, you get all your thoughts and review it for your book idea about avocados.
Yes, correct.
Kind of.
Yes, I would definitely say like if you have in mind to write a book in the future, a blog is gonna help you how to outline a book, how to outline it. Because it's like when you outline your chapters, you gotta outline it like if it was like blog posts. So yeah, but no, you don't need to write. I mean, I know some people that like they've been trying to get published, and then they was just like, you know what, I'm gonna start a blog and I'm gonna get discovered like that. And they have been discovered like that. I remember like the writer Roxanne Gay. That's how she started. She started like just blogging. That's how she got discovered. But she wasn't like intentionally trying to like get discovered that way. She just like started posting. People just started loving it. You know what I mean? So I say that whatever you have in mind, just start, and you know people will take notice. You know.
I have another question. Is it possible to have a blog in like a different format than writing? Because I recently came on something called Nuevo Iriqueños. I think I posted about that right there in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm asking because like I feel like people come up with different ways to make blogs.
Yes, there are different ways to blog. I think you gotta like basically listen to your audience. Like who is your audience? You know what I mean? And also you gotta come with the time. Like nowadays, like everyone wants everything visual. So you gotta think video. So I don't know if you guys heard of like the YouTube vlogs or like the day in the life on Instagram. That's blogging, but it's just visual blogging. Other forms of blogging is audio. Some people write like blog like on SoundCloud and they upload that. And or some people record like their blogs like and they upload them to like their podcast show, because podcast is also could be it's not only digital radio, but it's also a form of blogging as well. So that's another way. And then writing. So there are different times. You just gotta know. You just gotta go with what your audience wants, and you also gotta go with what is in the market right now, what's popular. Right now, what's popular right now is visual. If you're not giving people visual, they kind of like not really effing with you right now.
That's what I said before, that like a lot of the people that I follow,
Yeah.
you know, Joe Dispenza, Lewis House, like a lot of them, I just go to their Insta page and they have like, you know, short, you know, messages.
Yeah.
And I get a piece of their mind with those short video messages, and I listen to 8-10 of them, and then I move forward with my day. Like we're so busy right now, like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like if you don't have a website and you're trying to create a blog and you already got a community on social media, honestly just start right there, like right on the caption. But always have like a website, even if you don't buy the domain, but get a website, because just in case social media shuts down. And then always direct your audience like to your website. But we living in a very like short attention span world right now. So you gotta catch your audience in like 1 minute, or else they're not gonna go to your website. So whatever, so it's kind of like you gotta word it right as well in your Insta caption as well. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? No? Another question? Okay, so we can move forward. All right. So now, I think we kind of got into this, but I actually want everybody, I mean, I should have done the right part, I should have done it at the beginning, but bear with me. I want you to think about like one to three questions that you have about blogging, and I can answer them. But for now, I kind of want to know who everybody is, like your name, your location, if you have social media, you could post it, and why did you decide to take this particular class? And I know already, like, you know, like some of y'all already introduced yourselves, so you could post it in the chat, or you could just get off mute and introduce yourself. But also think about one or two, three questions that you have about blogging. Anybody wants to go?
I can go. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you.
Okay. Like so I'm Julissa, from Boston, and my hair is like this because I just washed my hair, so don't excuse that. But the reason why I joined this writer salon is because I do want to do the blogging and like the site, but I don't know if I want to make it public, because right now, like, you know, when we had the physical notebooks, how cute they were and everything, but I'm so digital and on my phone. So I actually want to create something for myself, not necessarily share it out, because there's like so many documents that I have, and I just started organizing Google Drive. It took me like 10 years of using it as a student and as an adult, where you can finally find your way around.
Yeah.
But I want to set it up for myself, not necessarily to have it out. I have a space to come to where I can kind of just see everything, organize everything. So that's why I joined, to kind of see like the ins and outs of it.
Okay, no problem. That's actually, thank you for sharing. You could post it on your you could create like a site, but you don't have to publish it live yet. That's one thing, you know, because I had my site down for a while, because but you could like set up a blog, but you don't have to publish it yet. You could just keep adding stuff for you. Or what you could do is also, you could set up you could start putting it on like on a Google Doc, and you could keep going back to it and just like put it, like organize it into folders. You could do that. But if you really just want a space that you just want to go back to, then you could set up a blog, but you don't have to publish it. Like people won't see it, only for you.
Okay. So like with every blog, there's like a keep it private or public option, is my guess?
Is like if you want your blog to go live.
Oh, okay,
you
that's
could
what it's okay.
publish it or publish it, but I don't think all host sites do that. I know that Wix does that. Like you don't have to publish it right away. You don't have to make your blog live. But I know I don't think WordPress does that, but I know some other blogs that they give you the option to like not make your blog go live.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else wants to share, or even in the chat?
I'm a big sharer. If nobody, talks, I'm gonna talk.
Okay.
So I'm an actor. Hello, everyone. My name is Roberto. I am an actor, theater actor mainly, and I didn't know, Yaddy, that this was gonna be about blogging. So I like writing, and I've always been very afraid of writing, because I sort of have huge respect for the craft in terms of like, as an actor, like this monster playwrights, and I write songs and few pieces here and there. So what I'm trying to do with the salon is just show up every Sunday. I don't even like want to question what it's about. I just want to have this space for myself to devote to my writing aspirations. So I was just feeling lucky today that we're talking about blogging, because it's something that I need to, be more disciplined about.
Okay, so two things I wanna say that you just said. So one is that you're like you're scared to put your writing out there, something like that. You said.
I'm sorry.
That you said two things I want to say. That you said that you want to put that you're scared to put your writing out there.
Not scared to put my writing out there. I've always been scared to like commit, like for example, to write like a play, right?
Yeah.
My little thoughts, my loose thoughts and stuff like that, and songs, I put it out, like I share with my people on social media, on Facebook mainly, or like at events. But my fear comes to like, okay, a play, an idea for a play. I have like 5 ideas, concepts for a play. And I'm like, oh my God, can I really be as good as Tennessee Williams? Like, let's say who's one of my idols. Like, can I really like be that good? Or, why bother? So those are like the conflicting, thoughts. And I said, well, I'm only gonna find out if I do it. So that's why I'm in the sessions now, enjoying the Dominican writers. See if I could just start and finish one of the ideas for a play. I'll write a play.
So I think that you could be great, like better than what you said, the idol that you said, or you already are great. You just probably don't even notice it. You know what I mean? And I'm another question, like, do you have a community? Like, do you have people that is outside your friends?
No, that's why I'm here. A lot of I come from a world of, are we all Dominicans? Are you Dominicans? Or?
I'm Dominican.
Yeah, I'm Dominican. I come from a family, and I'm 50 years old. So everyone in my generation is like, really still, why are you bothering? Like, you should have been a doctor or whatever. That's what I grew up hearing. And I guess that's a lot of my inner emotional, psychological block comes in. Because a lot of my voices are about like, we're always growing up like, you why are you want to be an artist? You should be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. So also that's why I joined Dominican Writers, to build that community, to have that support.
Yeah. So you joined the right workshop, because you definitely will find community here. And if Angie will be here, she will definitely give you a lecture like, no, you are in the right, but you need to find community. And and I think that all of us, especially all of us as people of color, we go through some things that is imposter syndrome. I think we all some bit go through it, and we just all trying to battle that. But the first thing I would say, find a community of people. But you're in the right space, so welcome. So you're welcome. So everyone in the chat, I am unable to unmute because I'm in a loud space. My name is Jana, and I'm living in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I was raised in Brooklyn. I joined this class because I am interested in learning about monetizing blog as a possible source of income. Yes, there's a lot of ways you can monetize your blog. Let me tell you. So, but before, there's a lot of ways. Let me just see the basics. So you could teach, you could publish books, you could publish ebooks. Ebooks are really popular. What else? What other ways can you do? You could create courses. You could create a whole brand behind that. In the beginning of blogging, there used to be something called ads, that Google ads, that you would just, every time like someone click on your site, like you will get some portion of it. That's not very popular. That's not very much convenient, but I would definitely say like it would be like teaching what you know, creating books. I know people that definitely have, because of their blog, they definitely turned out into a whole ass business. I've known people like that. Products, you could definitely create a whole product. But before you even get there to monetizing, you have to create a community. Blogging is at the beginning is gonna be tough. You probably gonna have to do a few free things at the beginning. But you basically gotta like build a community and be consistent. Like your community has to trust you. It is like the first thing I would tell you when you start a blog, like what do you want to blog about? Like brainstorm that. Like what do you want to talk about? Like what is your interest? What do you know? I always tell people like start with something that you know, like a skill that you can share with others. Like we're about to hit a recession. Like what can you teach others so that they can elevate their skills? And the more you talk about it, and the more you grow community, then you could profit off them. It depends how long it would take. You could start monetizing your blog. I can give you some examples. I'm gonna give you some examples of people. Some people that have created their blogs and have monetized from it. I posted on the blog. Nista, what's the other one? Clever Girl. I follow a lot of like financial blogs. So these people, like the first one is kind of like a life coach, like a personal development. And then the Budgetista and the Clever Girl Finance is like money blogs. Like they started as a blog and now they're booming. Kara, she started like just talking about her experience as a single woman. And now her books make her money now. And she's been doing that for 14 years now. And then the Budgetista, she really just started teaching people about financial literacy through blogging. And once she gained that audience and she started, and like her audience started trusting her, then she started monetizing it. She started creating ebooks. She started teaching. You could also do consult people on the side if people like really trust you and they see that you know what you're doing. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to blog, but I always say start with community and be consistent. That was a lot of information, right?
No, it was perfect.
Yeah.
What is your thought, Yaddy, about the difference or similarities between blogging and podcasting? Because I feel that podcasts right now is like the big boom out there. Can you tell us a little bit about how you feel about blogging versus podcasting? Or
I like podcasts. Podcast to me is a form of blog, but it's a lot like digital radio. It's really started as digital radio, but now people have remixed it into like really. I know people that have a podcast and they record like episodes of like a story that they're telling. I don't know if you guys heard, but there's this podcast. Let me see. It's about the Mirabar sisters. It's called. Let me see. Let me see. It is called Sisters of the Underground on podcast. It's about the Mirabar sisters. Like, you know what I mean? So they're basically telling you a whole. It's like a story.
I'm sorry. What is that? Because I'm actually.
It's called Sisters of the Underground.
Okay, because I'm actually going to be in a play in Manhattan.
Yeah.
November 28th. I play Manolo.
Yeah.
The husband of Minerva Minerval.
Yeah.
So everyone is invited. I think it's either going to be a small charge or free. November 27th up in Washington Heights. I'll put in my information on. You can find me on Facebook if you want some information about that. Sisters of the Underground. Okay.
Yes. So that's the podcast. They put. It's like the podcast is like it's pretty like if you're reading like an audio book. You know what I mean? So that's how they push it. So podcast is more digital radio, but you could really record like if you try to like do a blog like in a writing, but you like no, you know what? I want to do it like audio. You could really record it like on your voice notes on your phone and then upload it to like a podcast episode.
And how do you feel? You know, one of the doctors, I'm into wellness, and one of the doctors that I follow, what's his name? The one with the lectins. But what I see a lot of people do now is that they do the podcasts and then transcribe it and move it on to the blog. How do you feel about that?
I think that's a smart idea because for those that cannot listen, that are like can listen, have like are deaf. That's like the right word to say. Yeah, but some people do that. Or like sometimes like um some people can't some people do that, like they transcribe it like in written, or like if some people cannot listen to it, they could read it. So yeah, I think that's also a smart way to do it as well. Or like if you're just not trying to write, what you could also do is like if you're trying to do like a video blog, um then you could just put the caption right on the video so people could read it. For those that can't listen, they could read it. If you're trying to do like an audio blog, you could put you could transcribe it right on the caption of the episode descriptions as well, in the audio as well. Yes. All right. Nobody else wants to introduce themselves? Okay. So if you want to introduce yourself, have any more questions, just put it on the chat. So we're gonna move on to our next prompt. And it is, if you want to start a blog, what would it be about? Write your blog story. I'm gonna give you guys 10 minutes. If you don't want to start a blog, write a fiction blog. Get creative, let your mind wander. I'm gonna give you guys 10 minutes and we'll meet back at 12:08. Let's have 1 more minute. All right. Before we move on, I just want to touch up on a little bit about hosts, domains, and marketing. So hosts, what are hosts? Hosts are like, look at it this way. When you're looking for an apartment, like, you know, you're searching for an apartment. So like when you're searching for where you're gonna have your blog live, you're looking at places like Wix, you're looking at WordPress, you're looking at Blogspot, you're looking at Tumblr, you're looking at social media sites. That is your host. It's like, where is my blog going to live? Where am I gonna have all of my properties, everything? So you're looking for a host. That basically you're looking for a place to live, and you decide on I want to live in Wix.com. So you set up an account with Wix, and then you need an address. So your domain, your name dot whatever is your address. So when you're looking for a place to live, you find the place to live, and then where people can reach you is your domain. Your domain is your address. I think that part people get confused a little bit, like, okay, what is a host and what is a domain? But that's pretty much what it is. Just look at it as like digital real estate. You need a place to live, and then you need where you're gonna have like your mail. What address are you gonna have your things mailed out to, or where people can reach you? That's your domain. Marketing. So how are you gonna market your blog? Just a few ways. Word of mouth, social media. You could still do like business cards. Yes, that's still a thing. And another one is email marketing. Um, email marketing. I like email marketing. I get a lot of my traffic through there. I send out a email an email marketing newsletter like once a month. I try to, because I don't want to like kind of like bombard like my readers too much. Some people send it out once a week. Some people send it out every day. Some people send it out bi-weekly. That's all up to you. In your email marketing, you got to put as to like either like a skill, what do you want people to know, or like what is like what's coming up, or like what products is coming up, like that. But I would say that the best marketing is still word of mouth. Like you will find out about somebody else through somebody else. That is still the most effective way of marketing. But you know, use everything else to just use what your audience really likes to do. And also just play around with it. Also research the market that you're basically writing. For example, like if you're writing about food, okay, who else is blogging about food? What's going on in food right now? If you want to set up a blog about just your stories, like personal essays or just fiction stories, okay, who else is doing it? Like you gotta research that, and you always gotta like be honest as to like what are they doing. If you want to do a blog about finance, what's going on in the financial industry? So you always gotta be aware of what's going on in other market in your own markets, and you can also research other markets as well. So I just want to touch on that a bit. So continue. Like if you guys have any more questions, like do you have any more questions about blogging? I think I cover almost everything.
What is your blog? Is your blog public now? And what is your name? And what is the name of it?
So my blog, I changed the name of my blog like 3 years ago because I felt I no longer was connected to it. As I was like setting up my blog, herceo.com, I realized that I was getting a lot of male readers, and a lot of male readers was starting to like really relate to everything I was getting. And then also like I was also growing. Yeah, I was growing. I was changing, and I felt no longer connected to it. So I changed my blog site. So this is my blog right now. Well, now it's a site. It's a whole ass site. I don't blog like I used to. I'm trying to get consistent again. But that's difficult. Because life is life for me right now. But that's I changed my blog to In Jolly's Words. It's basically I write about everything, about anything that comes to mind. It doesn't have to be about self-care, personal development, because her CEO was really about like just women and personal development, because that's what the stage that I was in my life. And I just wrote that. I just really did that for me. I wanted to share with other people because I know other people can relate to it, but I really did that for me, and it served its purpose, and I was ready to move on. And In Jolly's Words is where I'm at right now. Um, I I host workshops because now I'm able to monetize it because I build a community. I host workshops. I just published a e-guidebook about how to start a blog. Um, I I also have other products that I'm working on right now. So yeah, that's what I do right now. Any other questions? No other questions? All right, so I think I covered everything. So if you guys want to share what you wrote, and this is a free judgment zone, like no one's gonna judge you, it's a safe space. If you feel comfortable to share what you wrote on the first prompt, on the last prompt that I gave you, please share.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll go on and I share a little something. Um, so, all right. Here stand again in the middle of the road, uncertainty, frozen, afraid, looking from the inside of my thoughts for cues of what could have gone, for cues of what I could have done wrong, looking for the lights I missed, the lines I crossed, the signs I missed, the dangers I now confront. Here I stand again, while in the inside I fall deep into the abyss of the unknown, bottom after bottom. How deep can one fall? Bounce? How?
Thank you. Thank you for
My
sharing.
pleasure. Sure.
And we are in community. This is also a way how you could grow community, how you could connect with other people. But if you don't feel comfortable sharing, that's also fine too. Anybody else wanting to share? No one else? Ustedes están calladitos today. All right. If you don't want to share, that's fine too. We can stay connected. You can find me on injollyswords.com. My social media handles are JollyV with 5 underscores. If you want to stay connected, you could drop your social media handles and we could all connect. Another thing. You can learn more about blogging on my e-guidebook and you can go to injalieswords.com. So if you want to learn more about blogging, like a more in-depth overview about how to start a blog, I break down everything to make it easier for you guys. I created this because everybody kept asking me, how do you start a blog? And I was just like, you know what, let me just write a guidebook and just share it with everybody. So if you are interested in learning more about blogging and want to purchase the guidebook, the e-guidebook, there you could go to my site. Yeah. And then the next salon is next Sunday. It will be hosted by Janelle. She will be talking about music. Like she's going to teach you about writing and and how to compose a musical. So join us next Sunday for the writer salon. Okay. And yeah, that is about it, guys. It was a pleasure to see everybody here. Thank you for joining on this Sunday. Does anybody have any questions?
I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome. Oh wait, I have to post something. So for any other workshops that you guys want to take with Dominican writers, you can go to dominicanwriters.com and you could take a workshop. I know there's a workshop coming up that is with Almanda Alcantara about I forgot the name of it. However, I took that same workshop back in April, and I definitely recommend taking that workshop because she is like really good. So definitely take advantage of that. I think I don't know how much is it, but it's not that expensive. Like I'm pretty sure it's like $50 or less to register for the class. It's like a 4-week class. But I definitely recommend her. Like she's really good like that. She also has this workshop, and there's a other writing resource, writing community that you guys could join and you guys could share. Also we have this network called Mighty Networks, which is also where, let me share it. Let me see if I can share it right now. I should have already have this. Where we post a whole bunch of like writing resource. We also have a writing community where we engage with each other and stuff like that. I definitely recommend you joining there because we're always posting like resources and engaging with each other. What else? I feel like I need to give y'all more information. I host a monthly workshop every third Wednesday of the month. Sip, write, and share. This Wednesday I'm hosting one via Zoom. You could just go to my site and check that out. The topic is personal essays. And that should be fun. I'm like bringing it back because I took a summer hiatus. Let me see.
So Yaddy, I'm a Dominican Writers member. I don't know, is this salon for members only, or this Sunday writing salon, is it for members only?
No, this workshop is for everybody. You don't need to be Dominican to be part of the salon. But the Mighty Networks, if you want to get full access as to like what's going on in Dominican writers, like with the resource, that you probably gonna have to become a member of that.
Okay, I'm so my specific question is, I am a member of the Dominican Writers, of Dominican Writers organization. I am a member, right?
Yeah.
Right. So is this workshop for members?
No, it's for everybody.
It's for everybody who wants to join on Sunday.
Yeah.
They don't have to be members.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I want to introduce, this is a great way to introduce people to the organization.
Yes.
And so I'm going to go check out, like, for members, the reason why I ask now, for members, the workshops, I guess, that have a different price, right?
So
for some of the workshops.
Yeah. So this workshop is free for everybody. You don't have to be a member to be a part. We welcome everybody. You don't have to be Dominican either to join. It's for everybody. For the workshops as well, like some workshops are you have to pay whether you're a member or you're not. You have like some workshops require you to pay, and that's fine, but it's always like $50 or less. It's never, it's really very, it's like affordable with, and they give you like a pack of information. But on the Mighty Network, it's just like a community of writers. Like if you want to, like we always share like writing resource, like what's coming up next, like what's the next salon, then you could join that one. And I think that one you have to pay. I'm unsure about that one because yeah.
How's that one? That one is called again?
It's on Mighty Networks. Let me see if I can find the link.
On Mighty Networks.
Mighty Networks. Let me see if I can
Mighty
find
Networks. Oh.
Let me see if I can find the link.
Yeah, because that would be very helpful to find out everything that's going on, because I'm trying to just submerge myself into see if I can really hash out, you know, a decent work.
It's right there. I just posted
Yaddy, are you going to be posting your workshop on the Mighty Networks, or is it just through your site that we sign up?
You can sign in through my site. I mean, I could post it on the Mighty Networks. I could also do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so this month I'm gonna do personal essays, and the next month I'm gonna do magical realism because of Halloween. November I'm gonna do food writing, and then December I'm gonna do vision boards for writers in my own workshops. But every Sunday we have a different topic for the writer salon, and I am looking for facilitators for November and December. So if anybody's interested, you don't need to be experienced to do this. Then shoot me an email and we could get that started. Literally, people have started this salon with no experience. They're just like, I just want to facilitate. They have never published an essay, never published a book, no one knew who they are. After hosting a salon, they facilitated their own salons, they facilitated other salons, they joined open mics, they publish books, they publish essays after that. So I would definitely tell you that it's definitely a stepping stone if you really want to get your foot there. And it's definitely a great way to grow a community, because that's very important. You have to find a community of writers. So if anything, like take advantage, you know what I mean? And it's also like very affordable what Dominican Writers offers you. Yeah. And that's it. And anybody has any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm on the page of the Dominican Writers Salon at the Mighty Networks, right? So yeah. It says starting at $4.99 a month, I could